Right, I'm gonna jump right into it. Last week we kind of like polished the design, went into a little bit more of like mid-level, figuring out like the connection between each elements. The shapes remain the same mostly. It's just an addition of like elements and details. Um, the shape of those details might not be final, but I'm just exploring uh, what I want to do. I'm mostly happy with everything on the character right now. There is maybe the legs I think I wanted to confirm, or no, I think I did the legs. I think I was at the point of doing the arms. Doing the arms, forearms especially, the front, the needles, and maybe like the back and the head. Just making sure everything is interesting. Once again, the back, I don't put too much thought into it. It's not the area the most seen, but that's not like neglected. And yeah. Once again, I'm pretty happy with this how this character is getting along. So yep, that's cool. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Arteras, hello, hello. Carpe diem. Good morning, Marco. Well, good morning to you too. Right, right. Right. So the elbow is pretty barren in terms of the design. So let's just spice it up like a bit more, just adding something similar than the knee here. I often do that, kind of like it helps with like echoing the design on the character. Hi Marco, are you okay? Your voice sounds a bit different. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. What do you mean like different? Well, I mean, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just whispering a bit right now, trying to find my levels because like this is not like the best mic that I have, and I feel like it's very like sensitive. So I'm pretty self-conscious when I talk into it. I'm guessing that it's probably working well. When I look my at my levels right there, they're all green. But you know what? Thanks for asking. I hope you are doing fine. Actually, yeah, I might talk about that now. Next week, there won't be a stream because I am taking vacation. I am going away to another country, far from the snow and the cold and the responsibilities. And well, I'm never really too far from the responsibilities, but yeah, I'm going. I'm going to take some vacation next week. Um, it's gonna be like it's going to be it's going to be about 4 years that I did not take vacation. So that's going to be cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. I relax during the holidays and that sort of stuff. Relax a bit. not too much, but those are like full vacations. No stream, no projects, just basically taking care of the company from afar and taking a break. So, yep, looking forward to it. I'm really bad at taking breaks also. Blind Fox, hey Marco, excited to catch you live. Good luck sculpting. Thank you. Thanks to you. Thanks to you. I made 5 sculpts in the last 10 days. Pretty productive years. Perfect. Good for you. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're motivated. Both smart, enjoy it. Well, thank you. Zizon, your character has a nice ass, bro. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Like I was saying last stream, I'm pretty generous in that department with my characters, male and female. Are you the type of person that likes taking breaks but wants to work as soon as they are on vacation? Uh, I I like small breaks. Like when I'm done with my shift, work shift that night, I usually like since I had a break, like going home, taking care of my family, that sort of stuff. I mean, it's not that much of a break, but it's still like break from work at least. Um, Normally because like I had like a break when I'm by myself, I still work a little bit at night. Sometimes I work the entire night, but most of the time I'm gonna work just like a little bit. And yeah, at some point I'm just gonna work a little bit, and that's gonna be like I'm gonna need like a little break, so I'm gonna stop working, play some video games at night. It's mostly my routine, I'd say now. And when I go for like big vacations, well, yeah, I usually like 3 days into vacation, I wanna do art, but yeah, can't. But you know, it's good for me. I have this like compulsion to work, which is could be bad, but I personally find that I listen to my needs and stuff, so I don't consider myself to be like a workaholic about it. Well, but I am a hard worker for sure. But yeah, once in a while, having like a mandatory break, pretty good. It's necessary, I'd say. I'm gonna need here. Frog, hello everyone. For me, every 3-4 years, working brings some tough moment like quitting my job. Ah, yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes the break is not one that we would want to have. Can totally relate. Hey Marco, good day people. Hey Jesus. Hello. Sam 3D, new character? Yep. It's doing another Insectoid. Spider this time. Just going around making sure that like I'm happy with pretty much everything about the character before I jump into polishing. This looks insanely good, as all your stuff does, to be honest. Thank you, thank you. Wondering what's the part of doing 3D you love the most, like concepting, polishing, etc. To be honest, I wouldn't be able to. To answer that question. I think I need all of the parts. I mean, I've been able to really not spend much time in like retopo and baking, right? So, but it's funny because when I come to that level, it kind of like gives me a break mentally. So I kind of like appreciate it. So to be honest, I really feel like I love all the parts of it, like the blocking, the polishing. Like polishing takes time, but it's like somewhat meditative. The blocking and design, it's like it really like racks your brain. It burns your brain, but it feels really good, right, to do that. Um, yeah, texturing is fun as well, and maybe I'd say okay, yeah, maybe um, like rendering. I don't like it, but I want to do a good job, so I still do my best, right? But yeah, it's not really driving me. So yeah, it would be but yeah, no, you see UV masking, yeah, I have a technique that and it goes super fast, so it's like I don't care because I don't spend much time on it, and it gives me like a little break. Marlan, Mr. Lan, thank you for the sub. That's super cool. Thank you so much. All right. So yeah, those like thing on her hand where like the needle is coming out. I am absolutely not inspired by this. Not that like not in terms of like I don't like the design. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like in terms of like the look of things. The look of it right now, or like what it should look like. Like I often I like to do I like that like the hands and like those like gauntlet thing have intricate design, but this is really just like something for the needle to come out. So I don't know. It doesn't really like speaks to me much. I guess if I fluff it up a bit like that, it's going to be more interesting. I'm working on adding some like flexible areas and enough space for like hand movement around here. Just double checking the hand placement also. Like I said, the hand I'm going to be reusing something that already exists and maybe just like adding some like spherical design to it because the sphere is like one of the main shape, right, of that of the design. So I want to have it there. Okay. Oh, Jumbi, hi. What? Hi. What of you placed the tube with one of Vitaly's pipe from his kid bash? Um. Uh. I'm not sure to understand the question. If you're asking me if that tube is from Vitaly Kid Bash, no, it's just two tubes, one on top of the other. Um. Watching Mantis again, starting of the series, you talk a while about design ideas and why you're doing what you're doing. It was amazing to listen. Can you please talk more about how you find ideas about silhouette design, ideas for small, big details, kind of stuff? Or listen for hours. Okay, I'll take that in consideration. Hey Marco, wanted to ask you how to make a watertight mesh if it's an open jacket for a game. Well, you create a shell, I guess, or you just like cap some stuff into it, like cap the sleeves off and that sort of stuff. It's a bit complex to explain, I guess. T-shirt, I wouldn't know. I know that it's been closed with convex hole, but I don't know how to make it with the open jacket. Well, first of all, close the sleeves at the very least, and I guess the rest you need to keep it somewhat like panel looped, if you know what I mean. Like I have a thickness, an existing thickness all around. I think you would do a great job as a product designer. Is that something you would like to try at some point? I'm not sure what you mean by product designer exactly. Can you elaborate? Quick question: are you making cuts, or is there someone at Chaos Masons doing it? No, for my character, I'll be doing the cuts myself. If I print it myself, if I print it with like another company that helps me, sometimes they do it. As long as I give them something smart to work with. Yeah, so for the hands, I'll leave them like that, and at some point I'll just place something there and rework the design at this point. I think I'm okay for the moment with that. Um, so forearms fine. Back here doesn't have much, but it's gonna be okay. Right. Wait. Let's give it some shape in the side view. That should be good. I was just making sure the lines of the silhouette are like somewhat dynamic. They were a bit like round and not like done intentionally. Like it didn't feel like they had like an intention to them, which is somewhat pretty important. If you have like a design that's just like in between two ideas or two shapes or whatever, sometimes the intention is not perceivable and it can hurt the design or like the viewing of your character, basically. Chubby Ghost, good day. Gotcha. I'm curious about something. If you would have a surface you want to engrave like a metal or a old sculpted gun, is it better to sculpt in ZBrush or is it better to do it in Substance Designer? Because in the end, you're only seeing it in the normals. I like to be able to see the things as much finish as I can in ZBrush personally. Even sometimes I'll place details, like finer details maybe, like cloth detail, and keep it on a layer so I can remove it and put it back like as a texture in Substance, because I like to view it in ZBrush. Also, it makes for better high resolution renders. Now, the question is, do I want to keep the needle round like this? I already made a couple of like blades and flat needles. So it's somewhat interesting to have like a character that has the actual like round needle. Also, like, but it needs to be curved for sure for the actual design. But I'm just gonna try to figure like if there's areas I want to flatten for the needle. It doesn't need to be like really intricate. I'm really just trying to see if I would appreciate the design. I don't have much resolution on this, but I don't want to have to dynamesh it because it's like part of a bigger whole. It's already giving it like a bit more shape, so I think because of like the redness and the gradient here, we don't need to add like much detail. Like the gradient's already going to give like a lot of personality to the blades. Cool, cool, cool. So done for the legs, done for the arms, done for the torso. Uh, Backpack is kind of like tube designs and stuff like that. No? It's not going to be like anything super intense. No? Thanks for the sub, Lorenzo Coluccia. Coluccia. What's the double C again? It's Chi, I think, eh? Right? My Italian fan would be really disappointed at me. Well, it's a pretty big sub also. 7 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. For the backpack here, I could also try to see if I can reuse like some existing parts. The Mosquito had a lot of like tank things, right? So if I can reuse any of them, I wouldn't say no. Like the light part, the white parts that I'm painting, I'm imagining them as like cylinders, just so that like it can like offer like a rotation to the these circles, right? We're gonna need a little bit more of a bit more space also to allow for the like the other like shoulders, if you want, to connect correctly. There's not going to be much movement with the arms, and most of it's going to be like rotation on themselves, so you don't need like a ton of space, right? So here I'm really just making space for the arms, creating like fake sockets in case anything can be seen in between the joints. But none of that is I'm going to spend much like time like modeling. It's going to be like a lot of like hacking it as usual. Anytime something is at the back of the character and won't be visible, because you could actually have the back side of the character be the main view. It's like a third-person stuff, third-person game, that sort of stuff, right? Chubby Ghost wanted to ask, is there a way to increase the maximum poly count for Dynamesh per object? Sometimes when I sketch, it's limited to 3-4 million, and when I ZBrush it destroys a lot of the thin details sticking out. I think there was a limit at 4 million for the Dynamesh. I think it's been like put higher. There's a trick you can try, but it's not working for every situation. But take your deformation and put your size to like 100, do a Dynamesh, and then bring your size down 100, and your object will be placed exactly where it was, and it might actually like help you with having like a bit more resolution. But sometimes it's not because of that you don't have resolution, so it's not like a problem that fixes every situation like this. It might just be that your mesh is too complex to retain 4 million, and maybe you need to cut it in pieces, in 2 pieces maybe, of less mass. Because for this portion here, we're going to have to figure out later what we're going to do, because it's kind of like a tight spot right now. No problem, Chubby Ghost. Okay, all right. By the way, I really like that thing she has around her neck. It's like she doesn't really have like movement. So I guess that like most of her vision would be based on like her eyes moving. Maybe I can give it some like space a bit. Let's put that on a layer. See if I like it. I don't do really complex posing with these characters, so it's not really an issue for me because there's also no animation that's really going to be applied on them. By the way, I think next week I'm showing something on my social medias. It's like a character that I started to play with Character Creator 4 and to do some like idle animation, like easy stuff that you can get on Mixamo. But trying to just get like something interesting, like something more interesting also coming out from my characters. So I actually started to play with that, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun, to be honest. I'm having like it's nothing huge. It's really just like a little thing for fun, and it's yeah, you'll see. Just keep an eye open for my social medias. Just go at the bottom of the link. Sorry, the link at the bottom of the screen. All my stuff is there. Follow me everywhere. And like I post pretty randomly, you know. So on one of them, like I'll post a little animation. I'm already testing like other animation for other stuff. There's a little secret project that I'll be revealing in a few weeks. I'm like finishing it right now. It's a small thing, but I really like it. And I'm testing like little animations for them as well. Like I said, it's just like idle animation or like walk cycles. It's nothing huge, but it's fun. It's fun to do. Okay, I think we are at the we're at the head now. You have tons of character for like IPs and cinematic. The Insectoids alone could be a dope game universe. Yeah, man, I would freaking love to. I would freaking love to have this like as like a game. And like I'm thinking probably like a fighting game could be pretty cool. Or just like the Insectoids fighting. They're actually a team, right? But whatever. It could be like, well, in like the lore when I created it, they were a team, but I don't know, that could be changed. So yeah, the where like the needle is coming out, that's probably going to be changed for like something like the arm here. But I'm gonna finish like one and then gonna copy paste it. I've been playing Anthem recently. They look like Anthem suits, but better. Thanks. um, yeah, I mean, like any game, like they would pretty much like work well and stuff. Like I've often been thinking about like a Neo-Apocalypse game, like what it would be and stuff. And what I'm landing on the most is like some like Metal Gear Rising, yeah, Metal Gear Rising kind of game. God of War-esque if you want, something like that. And the Archangels and the Four Horsemen and the Elementals could be a cool tag team fighting game. Well, yeah. I mean, I already have like kind of like thought about like moves for like each of the elementalists. Well, if you look at the once again, let's go to let's go to the website. Like anything like Archangel or whatever. I mean Neo-Apocalypse, right? Um, let's say like Mikhail. If you take him and you look down like the charts here, there's already like the powers that they would have, like the move basically, or weapons. Uh, you even have like switch outs, like either like the hammer or the blade for each of them. Um, like the stats are already there, so you can even like download like a little stat sheet like that. So yeah, it's all stuff that like I'm thinking about sometimes, and if ever I was to expand or whatever. But it's like a lot of it is just having fun, right? Thinking about those things, having fun with them. But maybe someday. All right. All right, let's go for the head now. Only you had an outsourcing company for doing the 3D. Yeah, that wouldn't be a problem for sure. All of those like mandibles that will be probably the same that I'm using for all of the other characters. Hey Marco, how much time does it take for you to create a visual language? Where do you get inspired? It actually comes along when I draw on the character. Like I've been kind of like focusing on that. Um, like in the latest minutes, or well, sure, I should say in the two streams for like the mid-level detail are basically I'm concentrating on that aspect of the design. Um, but like also like I did it in the blocking, like figuring out that like the main shapes will be like rounded shapes for this character. It's something that came during the blocking. Having all of those like connectors like here all over the character and especially like on the rounded shapes is like something else that I've considered. Um, and also like for example like the thick very thick thighs that was taken from like the roundness of the abdomens of spiders, so a bit of it like comes from like the references and that sort of stuff too. All right, so Hershey's gonna have like the like a little grid effect. Same grid effect that all the insectoids have will be. But often like something about the design is like often I understand like things. I don't even put it into words. I think it's notion that all exist already. But sometimes I'll do something and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I see myself repeating this like action a lot, and it becomes like part of like my style, or at least the style of the character I'm working on at the moment. Like for example, when I drew that black line here, like I could have like extended to like the end here, right? But like having it like cut in the middle like that, I find it's kind of like it's kind of it So the simple like the simple action is to like do it until the end, and stopping it at some point. Actually, like I stopped it at 1/3 of this line here intentionally. Is I call that like offsetting. Basically, it's like an offset in the design. It's kind of, it doesn't go like all the way, or it doesn't complete itself. It stops at some point and it creates like a variation because of that. This is like something that I do intentionally with my designs, right? Um, and also the fact that I stopped on 1/3 of this line is also like another like intention, because when you actually like use the rule of third on even things like lines or whatever, you'll get like a more like interesting thing. So like I'll try to, I don't know if that's gonna be too subtle, but I was gonna say like if you actually like draw like a line like this, so this line is less interesting than like like cutting it like in the middle like this, I find. Um, but also like the difference in between like cutting it in the middle like this, or cutting it like 1/3, I feel is also like more interesting. Um, those like this was not necessarily like the best representation, but it's kind of like in the vein of like what I mean. I hope somehow it makes a bit of sense. There's also like line flow. That's another thing that for me is really important. Like saying, hey, it's taking the 70/30 rule in different ways. Yeah, that's pretty much yeah. that's pretty much it. Thorge P, check out Alex Senecal course on visual design. Yeah, he has a cool tutorial. It's really well like explained on a few of those like design aspects. So also, I mean, you can listen to anything that's like about like composition, like painting composition, balance, hierarchy, whatever, rule of third. Like they're all there, and you can apply it to like any aspects of like your design. Even when it's like about drawing a line on a head, you can take some of that in consideration. Just assimilate that knowledge really well, and it'll pop like in your head like while you're sculpting. Like for example, like this like line is very constant, right? So one way to make it more interesting is to like like cut it, for example. Like you could like boom, do like this here. And you can even like explore, hey, if I do like 1/3 instead of like putting that thing in the middle, if I put it more like at the front here, like is it more interesting? Now it gets a bit crowded with like this line and this line here, so maybe like the 1/3 rule, one 1/3 rule does not like fully apply in that instance, right? But something we tried. What was it, that workflow you talked about in ZBrush Live volumes, plane creases? Oh, it's the idea that when you create a shape, um, oh boy, like I don't have really like an empty space on this character, but like if you want to create like a shape, let's say like an extrusion coming out here, like that's going to be a simple one, right? But the first thing that you do is you add like volume in, right? And you can see like, oh, is that like a cool addition of detail right there? So just having a volume, like it indicates something for your silhouette. And then like if you actually like it, what you can do is you can just kind of like define what are the planes. I'll do that by adding edges, right? Because like right now it's just like a volume of like, it's like not recognizable what it is, right? So what I could do is I could like decide, okay, well, it's going to be kind of like a capsule shape then. So then you draw like the edges like this. And once that you have like the edges drawn and the planes are a little bit more visible, but you can like accentuate the planes like this. But this is the workflow for like my blocking. When I do polishing, it's more like because this is like more like volume edge planes. But when I do polishing, it's like volume. When I do polishing, it's yeah, well, it's gonna be pretty much like yeah, the same, I guess, like volume, and then you do like the creasing of the edges. No, you do like the plane to flatten the plane, and then you crease the edges. But you'll have already like determined your edges by then. It's just like creasing is like an additional like step at the end, right? So that's all I would add like this little like extra part here. Kind of like wondering if I like it. Actually, I think I like it. Maybe I'll offset it a bit. You see, like, and by offset, what it would be is kind of like cutting like the shape like diagonally, not leaving it like a perfect capsule shape, but just like maybe cutting that edge like this here, making it like a trapeze-ish shape. And smooth it because it's a shape that's under like the cloth, right? So it's not going to look this sharp. So yeah, that's kind of cool. I'll put it on a morph target. I'll delete that. There we go. That was cool. Oh, wait. There we go. So let's continue with this. I'm a beginner in ZBrush, and I find your way of sculpting very intuitive, but it's kind of intimidating. Do you have any beginning advice on how to approach clean hard surface sculpting? Well, I mean, before even trying to do like things clean, I think you need to like just make sure the design looks good. Because like right now, like nothing's clean. It's like a blocking, right? So, but I'm not even like trying to make things clean either. Maybe just by like doing some smoothing, so to remove some of the shapes and stuff. But it's really later that I'm gonna tackle like the cleanliness of things. Like so far, I'm just trying to apply all of my rules of design to make something look good. And once that'll be done, then I'll tackle like the cleanliness and stuff. Check Marco's talk on ZBrush channel. He goes through the entire process. Yeah, indeed. Indeed I do. Indeed I do. mic is weird. Is it still? Is my mic still weird? Mavsy, hello Marco. Well, hello to you too. Hi, your UI in ZBrush is for sale. No, I don't give my UI away because it's not cleanly made, and I don't really want to share it. Nah. Looks normal to me. Your mic sounds good to me. Okay, all right. Well, back at you. Jumbige, maybe speakers are weird. It's starting to have a lot of like line flow happening in the opposite direction, so I have to be careful with what I'm doing right now. Like I might be adding too much. I think I'm gonna take a chill on this area. Black Cookie. Hey Marco! Gaiga, Sorcy. Are you modeling all in one block or one whole mesh? No, a few. Like the head is one mesh, the body is one mesh. There's some like tubes on top right now. But yeah, for like the head, everything is like in one piece. I'm just figuring out the design at the moment. Huh? Which some point I'm gonna have to commit and Okay, so you will separate everything afterwards for big high poly, right? Yep. Indeed, indeed. Shara XD, I have a question. Can I customize the interface that appears in ZBrush when I press the space bar? No, you can't do that, but me, what I did is I actually have some of the keys like A, S, and D. They appear and I made custom menus where I can get the stuff that I want from them. It's cool how much you do with just damn standard. Keep thinking there are some magic secrets alpha you use. Alphas will really just be like the details at the end, like the gribbles basically. Gribbles, gimbals, gribbles. I don't remember the gimbals. No, whatever. But yeah, a lot can be done with damn standard. Just like creating those like edges, like cavities, edges, and then the surface itself, the plane. You smooth it with the smooth brush, so you don't need to change like your brushes while you do like those like shape exploration, basically. And yeah, the color is very useful also to figure out like the elements. Sometimes like I don't even have like a volume. See, like if I remove the volume, that's what I have, right? Me, I'm just really working on getting things to like to a design level that I'm happy, you know? Greebles, yeah, something like that. That's the word I'm looking for. I think it's Greebles. What a funny word, yeah. Nernies. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're 1 hour and a half in, so I think I'm gonna finish like the head and call it done for today. Next week, maybe we can start the polish already. Yeah, to be honest, right now I'm really just going around letting my brain like see things. Like I've done this visual language so much that yeah, at this point I'm comfortable just like letting, not like letting go in a sense. Just trying things. There we go. I think I found it. Perfect. That's the kind of like flow I was looking for. Super. Yeah, the head's starting to look pretty cool now. Pretty cool. This level of detail, normally I don't put it in the blocking, but I'm just exploring for the moment. Yeah, there's something about the line flow though that I have to check. If I'm able to fix it and show you like the before after, I think that would be a nice teaching moment right there. Because I'm just not sure if it's going to really help. Like I don't see it like perfectly in my head, so like right now I'm really just moving things around because I think that like the lines, the way that they all like move around, like the direction of the line, there's like a lack of like harmony right now. Like some lines seem to want to be like parallel to each other, but they're not. So I'm trying to just like get these lines like parallel, some like more perpendicular to each other. Like in general. Let's do the same thing from the front view. Well, the front view was already pretty good. Well, there's still wait. Yeah, see like those lines here. Just think like this. Okay, let's see the before and after. Yeah, on the front it's a little bit better. Yeah, on the side it's better. Like things are like a bit more yeah, there you go. You see the kind of like all the elements kind of like adjusting themselves. Let's do it a little bit more. Even the top view could be interesting to. Yeah, much better. Da-da-da-ba-bum. When do we ever see it perfectly in our head? Yeah, I mean, I think when something is really like obvious or something that you've practiced like over and over and over again, I feel like things are, sometimes they're right in our face. Sometimes it's like harder because, yeah, it's not like as evident, I'd say, but it's the kind of stuff like it comes because of like practice and habit and all that jazz. Oh, my sculpt just comes straight out of my head, one for one. Imagine a world where they come out one for one, even if it's just 50% of the time. Yeah, for sure. I feel like for some people, it's almost like that. Like their mind's eye is so like strong. Um, Sometimes I don't agree when I like both characters. Perfection certainly can lead to new discoveries. Yeah, happy accidents. Yeah, perfect. Oh, it's Bob Ross that invented that coined that term. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I'm not backtracking. It's just Misty art. Hey, yeah. Hey. Yeah. All right. Let's look at another picture. I'm just looking at some images of my other insectoids. Like uh, like sometimes just like for visual language, having some of my other work from the same series visible, I find it helps. Yeah, by the way, the game I'm playing right now is, well, I'm playing two games with my wife. I'm playing again Baldur's Gate, and it's super fun. Really cool to see the choice she's making and such. And when she's not available or whatever, the game I'm playing on my own is well, actually, there's two. There's one on the Switch. Sometimes I play like just like to relax or whatever. Quick games. It's called Chained Echoes. It's really good. It's a JRPG-esque Chained Echoes, and it starts and it feels like unassuming, and it grows bigger and bigger. And at some point, like I almost like quit playing the game, and my friend was like, "Just keep playing." And at some point, it gets like pretty fucking good. Chain Echoes. And the other game I'm playing is I'm playing Lies of P, sorry. And yeah, super cool. It's a Souls-like, and it's not my favorite like aesthetic for the game, right? Because it really tries to be Bloodborne, and in some way succeeds, in some way does not, but mostly pretty good. Like I'm having a lot of fun with it. Um, Yeah, no, it's really nice. I recommend it. It's good. The combat is like a bit like meh at time. Like it feels like you can't do really much. Like it's always like just having like the perfect timing for your blocking and such, and it can get like a bit like tedious at time, but it's still pretty good. Like it tries to be like a bit of like Sekiro and a bit of Bloodborne, and it's not the perfect mix that they got, but they got something like relatively unique in the nuances of the design, and it's cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, as much as I can compare it and judge it and critique it, I'm still having fun playing it. So yeah, check it out. It's worth it. Try something here. Yeah, it's a bit better. Hey Marco, do you plan to make any hard surface character course in the near future? No, this is basically what I'm doing here. No? I don't really have time to prepare, edit, all of that stuff. Um, so my way of sharing my knowledge is through those sessions here on Twitch, which I also put on YouTube, by the way. So if you click at the link at the bottom of the screen and check our YouTube page, every video is archived. Yeah, soon I'll need to stop looking at this and let it kind of like simmer a little bit. So it's starting to be a lot now. I'm seeing myself slowly losing my objectivity. So but yeah, we kind of like enhanced the design in terms of like the mid details, as I said. So that's some good work. Oops. Okay, I think I'm calling it done. Yeah, I think I'm calling it done. That's cool. I'm really happy with the work. So we're just gonna load the version from before the cleaning and detailing. So this is kind of like the blocking I was at first, and this is, let's save, and this is like with the additional like correction, fixing of things. Whoops, let's get rid of the other guys. So yeah, that was the blocking before. So see, it's a lot of it's not, it's all like subtle, it's all adjustments. And but I was able to discover what I wanted to do in terms of like the layering with just like a few little like hints here and there, change of design of some shapes that didn't really work. So like in all, I spent like 2 sessions on that, 2 sessions of 2 hours or less. So like about like 3 to 4 hours of work just to really just take the time to getting, first of all, readapted, not readapted, but like reacquainted with this design, since it's a design I finished a long time ago. So on one hand, yeah, getting reacquainted with it, kind of like figuring out a few of like the things I'll be repeating on the character, figuring out the construction of everything, because at that point, a lot of it is a lot of like shapes and maybe one or like 2 or 3 layers. But like with this, like I get like an idea of like, oh, what kind of separation I'm going to do and that sort of stuff. So it does kind of like help me, and it makes things a little bit more like complex at the same time. Um, so yeah, so that's cool. And next next week I'll be working on the well, actually no, yeah, that's true. Just a reminder, next week uh I will be taking a break. I will be outside of the country and everything. Uh, long, long awaited break. So, so yeah, I won't be seeing you next week, but I will be seeing you the week after when I come back. When I come back, can we go and can we go and rate someone? That would be a nice thing to do, right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So, thanks for joining in. That was another fun one. That was cool. I'm having a lot of fun with that character, to be honest. I'm happy of doing that. So yeah, I mean, join in 2 weeks, and we'll take back the regular schedule and everything. Until then, I hope that everybody's gonna be happy, have a good time, and all that jazz. So take care, everyone. Ciao, ciao.